taxes are going to get a little higher. Well, my thing is, what's the purpose of the taxes getting a little higher? And I'm very honored to stump for this guy today simply because he's one of the first politicians I've seen that's not lied to me. He just tells the truth. And I have found a reason in his campaign to support because I see how it directly affects my community. So first and foremost, when he talks about criminal justice campaign, I saw him change criminal justice in Atlanta firsthand. A Bernie-crat named Senator Vincent Ford ran for mayor of Atlanta. Didn't have much of a chance of winning, but he was making a statement by running and making sure that the national campaign standard that he had set made it all the way down to Atlanta. Atlanta's unique, and that's a very prospering black city. But just like other successful cities, sometimes the poor, the homeless get left as an afterthought. And that was happening. And another afterthought in Atlanta had been criminal justice. Because we have a black mayor, because we have black police chiefs, because we have black colleges, a lot of black successful people, we didn't realize so many kids that were young were getting dumb marijuana charges. So say you get the Hope Scholarship, which gives you an opportunity to go to college for free or college at a discount. You catch a 1 gram bullshit marijuana charge, the next thing you know, you can't go to college. But what happens then? Recidivistically, you get kind of going back and forth, county jail, BS, you can't go to trade school. This locks you out. You're a young father, all of a sudden you can't support the child, can't support the mother, and it begins a 20, 30-year cycle of hopelessness, right? His reform brought to Atlanta a candidate that said simply, the first thing I'll do as mayor is decriminalize marijuana. Now, to give you some example of how progressiveness works, a small city called Clarkston had a truly progressive mayor. He had already done it 2 years ago. The problem was Atlanta was still making money off locking black boys up. Because Vincent Ford did that, a measure that had failed the year before, introduced by Kwanzaa Hall, got reintroduced. And I told the mayor, in order to support you, our current mayor, you're going to have to get behind this. Because if you don't get behind this, all the kids that were supporting the old guy and all the kids that were supporting Ford are going to stay at home. She turned the tide as a member of city council. All city council unanimously voted to decriminalize marijuana in Atlanta. So now, if my 17-year-old kid catches a punk-ass weed charge, we can still send him to college. Come on. So that's the first way that his policy directly affected. Without him being president, without him decriminalizing nationally, what he did was push the progress forward through conversation and igniting activism on ground level. No matter what happens, he has already changed public policy. So imagine what happens when we put him in office, right? That's my first thought. Second thought is healthcare. I have a barbershop. I also am fat and I'm rich and I don't want to die early, right? So now I have to go work out every day. I have to eat differently, and I started to bring that in my barbershop. Do you do blood pressure checks? Have you had your prostate checked, brother? And what I'm hearing is, I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance. I'm hearing so many black men without the opportunity to be around for their wives and children simply because that's not available for him. So when people say, well, why do you support him? We need better health care. More black boys die at birth than any other group of people. We have a 246% higher infant mortality rate here, right here. And this is one of the medical meccas of the world, not just the United States. His universal health care for all, his Medicare for all, cures that problem so that the men who sit in the chairs at my barbershop who may have high blood pressure, who may have early onset kidney disease, they don't have to have the fear of the doctor's bill that's coming after they have. So there's two ways that he directly affects my community. There's two ways that he directly, in a positive way, affects us. And I think that deserves, if nothing else, the support of the guys in the barbershop. We got to give ourselves up on election day to say, I know the lines are going to be long, I know it's a hell of a fight, but I have to get in there for the betterment of my son, who I don't want to catch that punk-ass weed charge. I have to get in there for the betterment of myself, to make sure that my health and well-being is taken care of. And in a bigger sense, he is one of the only people I've heard in my lifetime that is a true class unifier. It can be lonely being black. You can start to feel by yourself being black. They start to attack you if you're a black woman because they don't want to attack him. They start to attack you if you're a black man just because you're an easy target already. He is one of the first people that I've seen run from public office who has the proof and pictures that he got drugged out by the police with. Not that he sympathized, you know what I mean? Not that he, my heart was hurting in this area. My heart was hurting. I watched on television I felt bad. No, I saw this skinny ass kid in glasses getting run off. I believe in the people that stand with me. Like, I like Benjamin Franklin, but I love John Brown. Right? Benjamin Franklin said a lot of cool stuff about liberty. John Brown picked up arms against people who look like him to get my freedom. So what I'm telling you we have within our midst today, I believe, and the reason I'm supporting this man is we have a true ally. We have a true person that says, regardless of race, creed, or color, equity should come before comfort. Someone that says equality should come before systematically whatever's been working. So I'm going to encourage the barbershop, because nothing happens without the barbershop. You don't know which Nikes are cool. You don't know which restaurant to eat at. You don't know what to do if you don't get it from the barbershop. So I'm encouraging black people in the barbershop, especially our black barbers, to start to talk to your customers about how his campaign affects them. On a daily basis, we see black boys catching BS cases. On a daily basis, we say we need someone that understands that. Here we have it. On a daily basis, black women are saying, I'm not getting the care from my doctor that I deserve. They're not listening to me. On a daily basis, we should be pointing to this man's campaign saying, well, we think someone. And on a daily basis, we say we don't have someone that understands us. And on a daily basis, we should be saying we had a politician in our midst that did not come to talk to us, but to listen. Now think about the dynamics of that. A teacher talks because they assume or they know more than you. A student learns and listens. You have a student in your midst today who is willing to learn, to listen, and to turn that into political policy to change the way this country works systemically. That's why I'm with him. That's why I'm with the old guy now. That's why I was with him a few years ago, and that's why I'll be with his policy wherever it should stand, and people like Nina Turner and those that'll come after, and that's why I think we should be with him. I appreciate you guys letting me speak to you on his behalf, and I'm going to stay in the fight, and I hope you guys will too.